Now let's look at another one of India's neighbours, Bangladesh. As you know, the country is seeing an upheaval. Last August, Bangladesh got rid of its long-serving Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Widespread protests led to her ouster, and the victorious demonstrators replaced her with an interim government. What has been the result? Violence, chaos, and a surge in crime. There was an attack on a Bangladeshi airbase today. One person was killed and several were injured. Meanwhile, there was a march in the capital, Dhaka, to protest against rising incidents of rape. There are also reports of widespread muggings last night. Everywhere you look, law and order seem non-existent. And what is Bangladesh's interim government doing about all of this? Not much, apparently. They usually just pin the blame on India to escape any real accountability. Our next report has the details.
A Bangladeshi Air Force base has been attacked. No, it wasn't some act of war. The attack has been blamed on miscreants. It started with a man being detained for driving a motorcycle without proper papers. This little spat escalated. 200 people stormed the airbase, and Air Force personnel were reportedly forced to open fire on them. Let's take a step back and think about that. In what functioning democracy do 200 random people attack an airbase? That too over some man driving without a license. Does this seem normal to you? Well, apparently this is the new normal in Bangladesh. And it wasn't even the biggest headline there today. Police block an anti-rape march. This was in Dhaka again today. People were protesting against the rise in rape cases in the country. They were demanding the resignation of the Home Advisor. Bangladesh doesn't have an elected government right now, not since they ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. So instead of a Home Minister, they have a Home Advisor. And it seems his advice is pretty terrible, because a crime spree is underway in Bangladesh. And what has been the interim government's response to all of this? Outright denial. They say the law and order situation is satisfactory. But in case this statement doesn't convince people, Bangladesh's interim government has a backup plan. The same tactic it has been employing over the last few months. When in a pinch, pick a fight with India. And true to form, we got this today. Bangladesh's foreign advisor complaining about India once again, saying that the safety of minorities in Bangladesh isn't New Delhi's concern. The timing is impeccable. It allows the interim government to sweep the crime wave under the carpet and shift the public's focus back to India. The question is, how long will the ordinary people of Bangladesh continue to buy this? How long will they keep accepting their unelected interim government's excuses? India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, recently addressed this hypocrisy. He said, they have to make up their minds on what kind of relationship they want to have with us going ahead. If officials from the interim government continue to blame India for all their issues, some of which are completely baseless, it creates a conflicting message. On one hand, they claim to seek good relations with us, yet on the other, they repeatedly blame India for all their domestic problems. This is a choice they need to make. Bangladesh's interim government clearly isn't doing its job, but it's in no hurry to give up power either. It has delayed holding elections to 2026 now. Bangladesh will be better served if its government gets its house in order instead of blaming its neighbour for its self-inflicted problems.
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat ke logon ko meri namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year. more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.